Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. And today I'm joined here by Alia Kido. I actually had found her on Twitter after she was under, I think one of the G2 players or G2 Esports' comment sections on Twitter. And you actually draw, which I didn't even notice, and I checked out some of your work, and you're actually pretty good at drawing, actually. So I wanted to actually ask you, just a few things. When did you ever get into, watching League of Legends, actually?
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure being here. So the thing is that I started watching League in 2018 because I started watching esports first than playing League. Mm-hmm. Which is weird usually. So I started watching it in the final between Fnatic and this Chinese team that I don't remember their name. But yeah, so that was my first match that I saw with some friends.
2018?
2018.
Which was a spring or summer?
No, it was the Worlds.
Worlds? 2018
yeah.
Fnatic. That means because they faced IG, they faced 100 Thieves, they faced G-Rex, EDG, and then Cloud9, and then they face IG. So you probably watched the semifinal match where they butt-fucked Cloud9 to death.
Yeah. But yeah, I know it was the final and they lose. That's what I remember. Because at that time, of course I knew League and the basic, but I didn't understand that much or knew the players. I didn't even know Reckless, so yeah. So, but with time, I started enjoying it a bit more, and I was really curious to see why people love this so much, you know. So with time, I started watching more, and last year was the main thing. I started watching League and especially the Worlds. That time was when I started. I always loved Fnatic, and I loved them, and I was the content and everything. But yeah, G2 kind of stole my heart because of the players, the way they face when they lose and the humor they have. I think you support a team not only because if they lose or they win or whatever, but because it has something that is the personality or the way they think, you know. So I think G2 is more a bit like me, and also as an artist I would love to work there because of the aesthetic and everything, and the people who work there that I'm meeting right now on Twitter, etc. So yeah. This year was the main thing, and now with League Spring, I watch almost all the matches, and now I feel I know more about eSports and I start more about League. I started playing it. I'm really bad at it, but I'm playing it. So yeah, that is my small journey.
That is your origin of League of Legends. You saw Fnatic beat Cloud9 at Worlds, and then you saw them lose to IG, and you're like, okay, going to G2 now. Let's get out of here. You know what's really crazy is that, I had been watching and playing the game for damn near since 2014. And even when Perks role swapped to AD carry, that was crazy. I remember so many people going nuts over that one. And people gotta realize it was Perks role swapping, then it was Caps literally going to G2. So it was so you had double just wham, okay, what is this? And I remember doing power rankings for that split, just a few years ago, and I had G2 on number 1. They're like, why don't you have Fnatic? I was like, you got Caps, Wonder, and Yankos. I'm like, hey, even if Perks is not good at AD carry, you still have Mickey X, who people say is the best support. So how's that not the best team though? Perks literally could just be getting dragged through the mud, and they would still be the best team. And well, lo and behold, I was actually proven right. Oh my god, that was just seeing him role swap and actually do really well that year. Now, I do actually want to say to people, I still don't believe he was the true best ADC. There was no way he was better than Uzi and Teddy and a few other players, but he was still really good when it mattered. So I just wanted to ask, what really makes you a G2 fan, outside of just maybe social media presence? This is just the team flair, the player personalities, Carlos.
Of course, Carlos plays a really important part because okay, so I'm from Spain and he's from Spain too, so it's an inspiration because of you see his journey. Man, I would love to do something like that, also because he's Spanish, I also saw a lot of the Spanish content he make here. Like, I don't know if you know, like Ibai and these guys, but they are like right now the main streamers in Spain. And one of the things is thanks to Ocelote, because he supports them and everything, like they are friends. So yeah, I love Carlos and the way he treats like the people and the work and everything. And also like the players, for God's sake, like I miss Perks so much. Like I wish I discovered G2 before, so I could have like enjoy more his personality and everything. But like I don't know, I love all of them. Like Wunder is so fun. Like Jankos is me, but like a mate. Like I love them. Like I feel like that's my main thing. Makix, like all the jokes and everything. I don't know. I really love this guy, like, and the content they make and everything. I don't know, like it feels real. Like when I see them, like I don't know them, of course, just what I see in videos and stream, but like it's the type of content that I really like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so what was it like in 2019? You know, like watching them win MSI and then losing to FPX in the World 2019 Championship.
I don't remember that much because at that moment I still was like really noob at the esports because I still was like beginning to say some way. But it's always like when you see a European team losing, I don't care if it's Fnatic or G2, like it's always hard. Like, of course, I didn't know as much as I know today about the pledges and everything, but it was like everything. Every time I see any of those guys like losing or everything, like it feels like really like familiar, you know, like you don't know them to lose or anything. So yeah, that's why I didn't understand that much, but like the feeling, I got it for sure.
So like Fnatic hasn't won since you started the game back in the EULCS Summer 2018 Summer Split. They haven't won since then. It's been like around 3 years now since they haven't won anything, you know. So just recently, when we're recording this, guys, Fnatic is now out of the LEC 2021 Spring Split playoffs, and yeah, that's new to me because I normally always see them at like top 4. Even the year you first came into the game, even when they lost to Origin in that matchup during spring of 2019, they still made 3rd place. They still got 3rd. This was like the first year in a very long time since 2016 that they've gotten like less than 4th or even 3rd place. Like it's actually been a period point where it's like, man, Fnatic is actually out, you know? So like, what are you, you watched the whole season, right, so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your opinions on Fnatic as why they failed?
Okay, so I'm not in there, like I cannot see all the play they make and see, well, I don't know, Wipo wasn't good enough or anything. Like I don't understand that much. But for me, it goes more on a personal level in terms of, okay, so Fnatic has been here for a long time. They can't be always like the very best, because a team has always flaws and the rest of the team became better. Sometimes it's not like Fnatic play bad, just the other teams are getting better, which is normal. So in my opinion, the reason why, especially this year, they lost, because the other rest, even when they lost, they still been like good, you know. But this year was like really, like even the players felt really bad when they lost in the spring. So yeah, you just have to see like Cellmate tweet that he tweeted like a couple days ago. Like he was really bad about losing. Yeah. So the thing is that first this year they lost 2 of the most important players, which were Reckless and Nemesis. Nemesis have been there for 2 years, which is a lot. But Reckless is not about if he is the very best player in the world, wherever. He has been there for 8 years. Like what the fuck, you know? Like when you lose 2 of your main players and they have been around for so much time, like it's not that easy to find a new way, because what they have to do now is like find a new way to play, and that's hard. For G2 it worked, like they have now Reckless instead of Perks that was since the very beginning, and they found a new way and was okay. But for Fnatic, I think they just need like more time to figure out how to play, you know, with the 2 new players, how to make Upset as good as Reckless. Like I believe these guys are as good as they have always been. And upset, it's awesome. Weibo was in the beginning, like as long as I know from the things I read and etc., he was like the best top in league right now, like in league and the Spain league. But I think they just like the way they play wasn't strong enough in long terms, because at the beginning they even beat G2, like they were strong and they still are, but I think they have to find like a better way to fight that it's like more fanatic, and I think it's just a matter of time. Like of course they make they make mistakes and everything, but I don't think it's a reason like we should retire or anything. I think they just need a bit more time, and I'm sure that in summer, I don't know if they will win or whatever, but I'm sure the next time they will be far better. Like I think this is normal. When you have been like the king of Europe for so many years, like what the fuck do you expect? And also all the pressure, like I don't want to be upset right now. Like that man must be like facing so much hate and so much like you're replacing Reckless, like, and the rest of the team, of course, like it's so much pressure from the fans and from the haters, because you just have to like read tweets and everything, especially from fanatic fans and for G2 fans. Like there are a lot of hate comments coming from them. Like I don't fucking understand. Like if a player is playing wrong, the last thing he wants to read is like you're a fucking bastard or something like that. Like, that doesn't help. Like of course you can tweet about why you think they are bad or whatever, like a critique, but not like fucking hate. Like that doesn't help anybody. So yeah. So in conclusion, I will say that Fnatic is just facing a phase that they have to face. Like you can't do anything about that. You have to learn, and it's normal. They changed two of the main players, and one has been there for 8 years. Even if Reckless wasn't as good as he is, that will still be a problem, because you just have a way to play that you now don't have it.
Well, because I don't even think the AD carry problem was Fnatic's issue. You know, this split. I think Upset, you know, I had him in my LEC 2021 Spring Split All-Pro team. I had him in my second team. For me, personally, you know, I thought he played amazing. I thought him and Reckless and Hansama were... Reckless and Hansama, I think I had another player there too, in my honorable mention, where they played amazing. You know, I don't think Fnatic's issue is their AD carry. I definitely think it boils down to, might be player personalities just don't match up. I think it's one of these things where like, okay, they have agreed to play the game together, but playing the game together in a sense where they all agree on the game doesn't exist.
Yeah, totally.
Like, even when Reckless went to G2 this offseason, you know, there were, like, certain Fnatic fans that say, oh, yeah, you never join your rival and you never do this, and that, right? So, my argument to them was, like, Reckless should be able to do what he wants, you know? It's kind of like totally. His life. You know, you don't get to control his life. He gets to make the best decision, obviously, for himself. And, like, you know, I don't really think the players care for, like, rivalries like that. I think some do, but, like, that's more of, like, our thing. Like, we care about rivalries like that. He's just joining a different team. And, you know, just because you've been on a team for so long doesn't mean you can't join another team. There's no rule that says you can't, you know? I don't know. It's only just esports fans that think that, because in traditional sports, and literally even in like European traditional sports or anything from like the UK or anything from like North America, right? Players switch squads like almost every year. It just happens. Yeah. You know, you just get used to it, you know, as a fan. But in esports, it's a little bit more different, because these are like, you know, some new people coming into the scene too. Yeah. But Whipple and Hillsang, I think they've been dragged through the mud so much. Like, is there anything you can't say that they haven't or had done so far? You know? So,
yeah.
What about Selfmade? Do you think he played well this split so far?
Again, I'm not an expert, but I think he can do better. He also knows it, but I didn't think like it was like the worst. Like, again, they played really well at the beginning. I think it's more
they had a 4-game winning streak, remember? They had a 4-game winning streak. I was like, they're looking pretty solid, and then just tumble down.
Totally. Yeah. So yeah, I think in general, I know that, Weibo, for example, started really, really strong, apparently, like, better, for example, than Winter, and you can see that. But with time, you kind of feel like they got, like, tired to say some way. Like, not that they are tired, but the way they play, like, it didn't work. On long term, it didn't work because, like, if the team knew how to see their face and like go for that, the enemy team, like, you can't do anything because of the way they play. But again, I'm not an expert, so I cannot tell you like, Sean make this mistake and he was out. Like, no. Again, I think they can do much better.
We're all silver analysts. We know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So at the time of recording this, guys, G2 got knocked into the losers bracket once again. like always, got knocked back once again to the losers bracket by Mad Lions. So yeah, that was an interesting series. Where do you even start with that? I mean, like. Wonder getting like freaking top gapped both best of fives, like even against Schalke, like he was getting like absolutely destroyed by Broken Blade. It wasn't even fair. Like, but in the game one that a lot of people are referencing, they were winning the game one, and then people have said, well, Mad Lions weren't playing really that well. That's what a salty fan would say. Mad Lions can be playing really well, but G2 could also throw. That two things really can be happening at the same time. And also Mad Lions just defeated Rogue last week in pretty convincing fashion, you know, and G2 struggled against Schalke, you know, last week. So it makes perfect sense why, like, if G2 almost lost to Schalke, then in theory, yeah, they could probably lose to Mad Lions, you know. Hey, just putting two and two together.
Yeah, I think Mad Lions and Rock, both of them are playing really, really well, like this year. Like, I didn't expect that. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that I think people say like Mad Lions didn't play that well. Well, they played that well. The problem was that G2 wasn't playing that well. So it was like Mad deserves to be in the finals for sure because they play really, really well. But I wish Mad like won because like. I wish Matt would have like beaten G2 when G2 was like on the best way possible, because you see like that match that G2 was playing well, but not as well as they could. Like Winter, for example, could be much better. Like, I don't know, like even Grab say that sometimes it seems like if they don't have like a pressure, they don't play as good as they can be. So yeah, like I want to see the finals. For me, the perfect finals would have been Fnatic versus G2 or Rock versus G2, but that is not going to happen, sadly. So yeah, but I'm really excited for the finals to see Mad, which is also a Spanish team, and they have El Joya, which I love. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really strange like leg year. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just the changing of the old guard, but to be fair, I think people have to like temper their expectations for like certain things, because it might be a changing of the old guard or Fnatic really, really underperformed to make sure this happens. It's like by the end of the LEC 2021 summer split, we'll know, like, is this a really a changing of the old guard? Because Fnatic, like you said, could easily bounce back, or other teams that are doing good right now could just easily fall off. So coming up this week, there's G2 versus Rogue, and then whoever wins that faces Mad Lions, and then it's over. And that spring split's done. It's crazy how it like literally just started. Reckless joining G2 saying, I will. Yeah, it's already over. And then, I don't know. Do you think Rogue could upset G2 this week?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like, a part of me, like, I always support G2, of course, but it would be incredible, like, if Rogue wins, you know. But yeah, but I don't know. I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I guess like G2 will win, like, this year, like
the uninstall WoW.
But. I don't like. They have to play really, really well, because I feel like this year, like the leg level in general has really like grown up. Like
for the LEC. For the LEC, like the level, you think it's just like leveled up significantly? Because I think, you know, like even the regular season, like it was pretty solid for a lot of the teams, but you know they're playing online, and I think the difference right now is the reason why they've been struggling in some of their games is because they've been playing on stage. Like, people don't understand there's a big difference between that. Like, some of the people just watching now some of the people just watching now don't even realize how much of a big difference stage play is versus playing at home. Like, you're playing at home in the same chair you sit in every single day and do your daily activities in. Playing League of Legends on competitive matches. Now, you're getting up, taking a shower, hopefully, and going to a studio, and then playing in front of, lots of people. And it's not that there's people in the yeah, because there's not people in the studio, but there's still people like, online, people around the world, or seeing what you've actually prepared in scrims. So there's a lot more different ways of looking at things now that they're on stage. You could even see it in some of the player camps too. Like, some of them were not talking as much, some were definitely talking too much. It's one of these things where certain teams will play better on stage and some teams will play better at home. And even I thought Treats played really well, this past spring split. It actually sucked to watch SK Gaming lose to Fnatic, because I thought they gave him almost a run for their money, but, turns out Jesuin Blue just wanted to fucking feed the homeless to Africa with how bad they were playing. Holy shit, that was terrible. But, you also draw, don't you?
Yeah, of course. It's what I want to work. Like, I draw a lot about leg, more like G2 than other teams.
But what made you get into that, actually?
I thought I'd drawn a lot. Like, I want to be a video game artist. Like, so I'm studying this, but more in like the informatic part, the engineering, But I've always drawn. Like, I don't remember when I started, but it's like a necessity for me. I always draw every single day. Because I really love it. So in January, I decided to make my very first fan art about LEC, and I did it about Reckless, and people really love it. So I started doing more, and since I got so I really enjoy it. But also I had this much support. Like, I had a lot of people that I don't know supporting me, and also a lot of people that work in industry. For example, a lot of G2 staff follow me and support me. Also,
nice.
Ender Cast follows me. And,
what? Yeah. Oh my god.
So a lot, and I've got a lot of responses. For example, Janko reacted 3 times in his stream about my drawings and that stuff. Or Cellmate the other day answered me to direct message from Twitter and that stuff. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and it's becoming something I think that maybe not, but maybe if I keep like this and enjoying this much, maybe I can make a career from this, working for a team or I don't know, a streamer or whatever. I really enjoy it.
We're gonna demote you to Excel. That's where we're gonna put you in.
Yeah.
You're gonna be working for Excel or Team Vitality. It's one of those teams. Viva. What's the thing in France? Viva la France. I don't even know.
Fine for me. I will work for them.
You could be with Crownshot. There you go. And he can teach you how to play AD carry. And then if Crownshot retires, you can play for Vitality. See, that's how we're gonna do it. And eventually, when you play really well in Vitality, we're gonna put you on G2 after Reckless retires.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you want that.
You can play a good Padnick Caitlyn with fucking running 5 tiers. But do you actually follow any other region outside of the LEC? Do you watch LCS, LPL, or LCK?
Not really, because I haven't been here for that much time. Of course, I watch T1. But I want to know more about. Yeah.
Oh no!
I want to watch more outside Europe, but right now, I'm starting, so I'm focusing on understanding this world here, and then I watch more about Chinese.
Okay.
I don't know the names, but the Chinese, LEC, and the Korean one, because they're the best.
Okay, so you're not. Are you originally from Spain?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you were focusing on a lot of more things right now. So what are you doing right now? Just college work?
Yeah, I'm apart from drawing, and I'm studying a video game engineering. I'm studying the informatic part, how to program games and that stuff, and more things. But it's focused on video games.
Okay.
So I have a lot of work there, so my time is really limited between college and drawing and watching legs. So yeah.
What other hobbies do you have outside of League of Legends and drawing?
Well, of course, I love to be like with friends and partying. I don't know,
Mhm.
having a good time for sure. I also love playing video games, of course. Not just League, like other
Mhm.
type of RPG or other stuff. And I don't know now that I think of it. Of course, sometimes from time to time, I also like do sports, like
Mhm.
with friends and that stuff. And yeah, in general, I don't know, going out. Well, now with COVID, like it's
Yeah.
really really hard, but yeah, like drawing usually take most of my part. The rest is like yeah, watching films also, of course, like shows and playing video games. I think that is like the main stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. I cannot wait to, watch G2 play this weekend. Hopefully not give me a heart attack when they're facing off
Yeah,
against
please.
Rogue. Please.
I'm gonna fucking die one day because of
I
too
remember
much.
I
Too
remember
much.
back in 2019, it was the LEC 2019 Spring Split playoffs. No.
Hmm.
Sorry. It was the LEC 2019 Summer Split playoffs when they faced Fnatic, and Fnatic went 2-0 up. And then G2,
Oh,
they actually performed the very first reverse sweep in European history. I was like, holy shit. They had to face Fnatic again in the finals because then Fnatic ended up beating Schalke. Then they had
hmm.
another 5-game series, and then later on, G2 and Fnatic went to Worlds, and Fnatic got knocked out by FPX, and then, G2 got knocked out by
Yeah.
FPX as well. That's nuts. And then last year at Worlds, Fnatic got knocked out by Top Esports, and then you had G2 getting knocked out by Damwon in pretty convincing fashion. Oh
Yeah.
my god. I was sitting here like, fucking hell, because then they beat Gen G pretty convincingly, to a certain
Yeah.
extent, and then they lost to Damwon in pretty convincing fashion. I mean, to be fair, Damwon was the best team there. I mean, it's one of these things where, like, I did not predict G2 to beat Damwon, or I just couldn't do it. There's no way I thought that they would win, honestly. I think they could win almost any lane, so I thought, I was like, okay, it's a pretty done deal. Even Top Esports, I was like, wait a minute, my pick'ems, I'm gonna lose if Fnatic beat them. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where, like, you had TSM going 0-6, and you saw an epic TSM failure at Worlds. You're like, what is this shit team being here in group stage?
I think all G2 fans is like, I don't care if G2 lose, but please don't fucking kill me for a heart attack.
Yeah. Like, I remember Ocelot on Twitter, he was like, you knew G2 fans are like fucking gargoyles. I'll put Reckless on Karma just to get you out of here. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I always respected, Perch when he came in. I remember when G2 like got into the league. I still remember watching that on my fucking garbage ass laptop I had back in the day. I remember when they first got into the league, I remember them dominating. I remember just seeing their teams, change throughout the years. Like Ocelot definitely changing throughout the years, and now he's a rich, sexy, billionaire. That's how it works
Yeah, he
now.
has changed a lot.
Yeah, and then you have Perks. Like I've seen Perks' career grow from mid lane to AD carry to where he is now in Cloud9, and this week, hopefully, he can take home the trophy for Cloud9. Because as you guys already know,
So.
like I support G2, but I also really love Cloud9 as well. I hope both of my teams can win Spring again. It was great last year having both the teams win Spring, but then they'll face each other at MSI. They're like, my babies will be facing each other at MSI. So that's pretty much it. I think that we covered everything. I think so. Anything else?
Okay.
Anything else you wanted to say before we head out of here?
Well, thank you so much for having me here. Of course, I really enjoy it, and let's hope that G2 wins. Let's hope that Fnatic gets better, and the players. I hope they are not having like the worst time they can have because of hate and everything. So thank you so much. Nothing else to say.
Yeah, I hope Wonder stops playing WoW until they win the championship.
Yeah, please. Stop that.
Hope Grabs doesn't fucking draft Karma and goddamn fucking Seraphine bot. Putting your world class ADC on Karma. Woo, man, could be me, right? Caps, I hope he plays well, and I hope Mickey X doesn't, run it down as fucking hard as some ladies outside. They are here just running it down the streets and stuff. Rogue, I think if there's a chance for them to beat G2, I don't think so. Honestly, there's just a super huge mental block Rogue have Rogue has against G2. And then Mad Lions is one of those things where, like, if you think Mad Lions can beat them again, imagine having a new winner in EU after all these years and having them represent Europe. And that team getting a lot of fans from freaking representing Europe, because G2 and Fnatic mostly have all the fans. They kind of, like, hog them all at the top end.
I want G2 to win, but yeah, having Matt will be also awesome. They deserve it for sure.
Yeah, you watched Worlds last year. Like, cause you watched Worlds last year, and then you saw Mad Lions fail completely. Humanoid is over here carrying corpses of freaking coffins like through these games, man. I feel bad for Humanoid. He's been playing really well himself. Even just last year, you know, with them changing out a Rome and them changing out Shadow, you know, they still managed to, you know, be one of the more better teams in the LEC. Oh my God! Forgot to ask this last thing. I'm sorry.
Say it.
Do you actually like the broadcast team for the LEC and the whole production?
The leg caster and everything.
Yeah, the analyst desk, the color cast.
Of course, I love them. Of course, I love them. I always watching, and I love everything they make, even outside from like the music video and everything. Like what?
Oh, Reckless in My Heart. Holy crap!
Yeah. I love Ender, and I love everyone there, and they are so kind. I love them.
Oh my gosh, Reckless in My Heart got 1 million views. Holy crap.
Right, it's the best song.
Like, I still haven't watched it. That sounds so cringe. Like, their humor works for people, and I get it. I just couldn't watch Reckless in My Heart. That just, what are they, Vidya singing? I'm a hard pass on that. But, you know, more power to them. I always loved the broadcast feel they have, and I've watched so many different broadcasts over the years. It's just nice to have the LEC have their own broadcast feel, which is good because you're gonna have a lot of people interested in that specifically, and plus you have to factor in the market you're in, and you're basically tailoring to, you know, people in your country and people all like if people don't understand, it's not the United States. It's not like you have states in Europe. You have a bunch of many different countries within a big giant continent. You know, because guys, newsflash, not everything is about North America. You know, generally in life. So, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, I hope you, you know, definitely do better in your, future endeavors. You know, I forgot you are also here now. So, you know, I was going to say, have a nice life, but then again, you're also going to be here too. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. You know, G2 versus Rogue, they play this week on Saturday, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, G2 and Rogue play this week on Saturday, and then the finals of the LEC 2021 Spring Split will be on Sunday. And yeah, guys, that's it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. And Nightwing is signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day. Goodbye.